Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of Connect Duluth. And I mean, it is really special. We have students from Duluth High School to give us a lot of information about the school. I want to tell you just for a moment, if I might, that we have been operating a student lead program with the Duluth High School staff, Dr. Davidson over here, for 8 years now. This is our 8th class, and each year the class has a project at the end, and this class has chosen to do this version of Connect Duluth. So I just want to tell you, it's been an honor for me to work with the students at Duluth High School. I know you're proud of them.
I sure am, and I'm very proud of the work that we've done and the friendships that we've developed, and just even outside of the LEAD program, but especially of these kids and the hard work that they've put into showcasing our school tonight, and for you for allowing us the opportunity.
I've had a blast. I've really enjoyed it. Now, also on the stage with us tonight is Council Member Manfred Grader, and he has helped us this year too. So, Manfred, I know you've enjoyed it as well.
I enjoyed it very much. It's my first year, since it's my first term, and I really learned a lot from these bright kids, and they put a lot of energy and work in there, and they're really motivated, and it's really fun to work with them.
It has been a great joy for all of us. So we wanted to highlight tonight how lucky we are to have such a progressive, dynamic school such as Duluth High School in the city limits. So you're going to learn about the school tonight, and we're going to use this information as well on our city website, and I know the school will also be using it. So it's going to be a great tool. So thank you again for joining us, and I'm going to turn the show over now to our student lead class. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go that way. Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So, Eddie.
Thank you so much, Mayor Harris, for that amazing introduction. My name is Eduardo Duran.
I'm Morinike Binkel.
And I'm Alexander Nguyen. All right. Thank you again for that amazing intro from Dr. Davidson, Mayor Harris, and Mr. Manfred Grader. All right. And so, as you guys can already see, we have a very special Connect Duluth for you guys tonight. And like Mayor Harris said, we're the student lead class, the student lead team, and tonight we're here to be talking about all the opportunities, extracurriculars, and academics at our amazing high school, Duluth High School, and everything that makes our school special for the 2,800 students that we have at our school. And before we get into all of that, I'm going to pass it over to Eduardo, who's going to talk about a very special giveaway. And yeah.
Okay, guys, so before we get started with all the fun stuff, I want to give you something even more fun. We have a giveaway. So wherever you're watching, make sure you comment your favorite thing about Duluth so you have the chance to win this awesome Duluth merch, you know. Like the hat, like the cup. It's all really nice stuff. And we also have a shirt, Duluth United. We love it. The mayor was wearing it, actually, representing. So you could be the one to win it. So make sure you comment favorite thing about Duluth. And without further ado, let's get started.
Yes, so what makes Duluth so special is the amazing academic opportunities we have for all of our students. So these opportunities really start 9th and 10th grade year, and as long as you're on track with graduation, so many opportunities and branches are able for our students to get these great opportunities and build their own personal pathway to graduation. One of these being our AP or advanced placement classes. So with these advanced placement classes, you're able to take this rigorous course and take an AP test, which will transfer into college credit once you go off to college. And our school offers many different AP courses, from music to literature, math, science, and so many more. And we have different teachers that teach these different courses, so there's a wide variety that cater to all of our students. I know me personally, I was able to take AP Human Geography my freshman year, and sophomore year I was able to take AP World History, and even this year I'm taking AP Psychology.
Yeah, and actually me and Nike are in the same AP Psychology class, and it's just a really cool class. We get to learn a lot about our mind and other people's minds, and I just really love the environment of the class, the teacher, my classmates in the class, and it's just a really good opportunity to have. I'll shout out Mr. Chapman and shout out Miss Lamellis, who I had last year for AP World.
I love Miss Lamellis too. I actually had her last year for AP World also, like you guys.
Yeah.
Miss Lamellis, she's a good one. I also took AP Physics. Shout out to Dr. K. You know.
That one's a beast. That's a hard class.
Physics. And then I decided to take AP Physics C this year, so, you know,
Yeah.
I guess I like Beast.
Yeah.
I'm also taking AP US History, AP Lang, and AP Calculus BC, and they're really helping me get ahead for my future. You know, get that nice credit, rigorous courses. You like that?
Yeah.
Definitely. And if an AP class is not something you or your student is interested in, another way to get college credit would be our dual enrollment courses. So to be a dually enrolled student, you are technically still a Duluth High School student, but you are able to take college classes through different colleges in Georgia. Some of these that our school offers consist of Atlanta Metropolitan State College, Georgia State, Gwinnett Tech, and so many more. And this year, I'm actually taking 2 dual enrollment classes. I'm taking History and English 1101 and 1102. And it's just such a great opportunity because you're able to get that freedom while still being in high school, you know, kind of like getting your feet wet into like what it's like to be a college student while still having like not having to pay for it, which is great. And you're able to get those core classes out the way before you go to college.
Yeah, actually, another class me and Nike have together is our U.S. history class that's dual enrollment. And we're enrolled in Atlanta Metropolitan State College's dual enrollment U.S. history class. And what's really cool about our class is that our dual enrollment class is actually on campus at Duluth High School, which that's really cool because we don't actually have to leave the school to take this college course. And me, I don't have to drive, which I can't drive yet, but you know, it's a really good opportunity. We get to save time and money, so we don't have to take that class in college.
Definitely. Another opportunity that we do offer at Duluth would be our Maxwell and Grayson Tech programs. So these programs are off campus and they're career and technical opportunities. So Maxwell hosts 18 programs while Grayson Tech offers 12, and these programs are really for students who know what they want to do or have an idea of what they want to do, and they offer amazing opportunities even outside the regular curriculum that you would see in any other high school. They offer culinary arts, cosmetology, criminal justice, healthcare, veterinary science, and just so many more. And these 2 programs also don't even tend to overlap, so these are completely different schools with completely different programs. So whatever you want to pursue, there's a place for everyone, and it's just so inclusive.
Yeah. Actually, something really cool is we know a lot of the students in all of these programs, and it's really cool being able to see like what they do and talk to them about like all the cool stuff that they do in their different courses that we aren't a part of, you know? And one of those people is actually our friend, our close friend, all of us, Joden. And he is actually in the Maxwell Institute for Automotive and like mechanics. So he works on cars and stuff. And it's really cool being able to talk to him when he comes back from the course. And we talk to him. He's in his uniform and everything. He tells us about how he's worked on this car. He's done this to this car. It's just super cool. And me, I don't know too much about cars, so, but it was a really cool. Yeah.
So I know you guys mentioned that Grayson and Maxwell are actually off campus, so how do we get to and from?
That's actually a great question. So depending on the student schedule, they will either have an AM or PM classes for either Grayson or Maxwell. And what's so cool about Duluth is that we offer the transportation to those schools. So if you are an AM Maxwell or Grayson student, you know, you just come to school as usual, and our school actually provides transportation to the school and back so you can finish off the classes, and vice versa for PM students. And, you know, this just creates inclusivity for students who don't drive or, sorry, Alex, for students who don't drive, or just to relieve the stress of having to go that far, especially Grayson, that's a pretty far drive. So we just make the opportunity available to all of our students.
Yeah.
So another academic opportunity that we have at Duluth, I know it feels like there's so many, is our CTE pathways. So our CTE stands for Career Technical Education Pathways. And these pathways are just so inclusive, and we have so many at Duluth. So one of them being our audio and visual tech classes. And that is actually, I think, is one of the coolest because it's a 3-year course, and at the end of the 3 years, you're able to take Adobe certification test, which means that if you pass the test, you're Adobe certified. And whether you want to go straight into the field or go into college after high school, you already have that on your resume, which is so cool, and a lot of schools don't offer that. And it's just a great stepping stone. Other pathways we offer at Duluth include marketing, financial services, and computer science.
I like that you mentioned that CTE courses are like a stepping stone, because I'm actually in one of the CTE courses. I'm in engineering, and it's been a fun ride. There's 3 courses, 3-year course. 3-year pathway. My bad. We have engineering, foundations of engineering. We have concepts of engineering, and then we have engineering applications, which I'm in engineering applications right now. So almost done with the course. Almost done. And I'm interested in going into engineering once I graduate, get into college for engineering. And I feel like this has really been, like you say, a stepping stone to get there, because it really exposes me to the field and it allows me to gain knowledge. For example, in engineering, they deal with a lot of different drawing programs. So in our engineering class, we deal with different drawing programs such as Inventor or AutoCAD. And I know right now we're working with Revit, which, you're able to design houses, and it's kind of been a pain, but I'm figuring it out slowly. So we got it. And another CTE course that we offer is healthcare. So similar to engineering, the students who are interested in healthcare are able to hone their interests and really figure out more about it. We offer 3 courses for healthcare, so it's similar to engineering: Introduction to Healthcare Science, Essentials of Healthcare, and Patient Care Fundamentals. In that first-year course, Introduction to Healthcare, students are able to figure out the different careers that are involved with healthcare, so they can see what they want to go into, and they're also able to develop basic skills such as communication and just the basic skills that you need in order to go into the healthcare field. Second year, Essentials of Healthcare, they go a little bit more sciencey, so they learn about the body, physiology, anatomy. They learn about the different body functions. I know they learn about common diseases, common conditions that people may have, and they're able to develop some technical skills. And then the last year, which I think is the most interesting, is Patient Care Fundamentals. What I find interesting about this course is that students are able to gain introductory level skills of a nursing assistant. And I also find it interesting how they're held to that same standard as a lot of these assistant nurses are held to. So, example for the CDC says, oh, you have to meet this requirement. They're held to that same requirement, so that really prepares them. And yeah, it's just a great course.
Yeah, I know, especially in our economy now, how there's so many people, especially in this younger generation, who want to get into that medical field and healthcare. And I just find it so cool to see, how many friends I have in the healthcare track, seeing them come to school every Thursday with their scrubs on. It's just really cool to see, the opportunities that we have at Duluth and how people just really appreciate these opportunities.
Yeah, and another amazing opportunity, I know there's so many, like you said, they're gonna keep coming, guys. We offer Dreams Academy. So Dreams Academy, which DREAM stands for Duluth Real World Engineering, Arts, Mathematics, and Science. These DREAMS courses are a blend of different classes. So, for example, I took biochem, and that's one of the DREAM courses that we offer at Duluth. Biochem, it's a blend of biology and chemistry, and having them blended really allows me to see the connection between the 2 classes. And also, I'm able to get more credits for my time. So as opposed to normally it'd be biology, I take it my freshman year, and then I take chemistry my sophomore year. I was able to get them both knocked out in my freshman year, and I was able to do it during a period and a half. So instead of having to do 1 period in each year, so 1 period, 1 credit, I was able to get 2 credits in that 1 period and a half. And that really helped me get ahead to, hone my interest of physics. I was able to take AP Physics in my sophomore year, and now I'm in Physics C. So DREAMS courses have really helped me get ahead in that aspect. Another cool thing about DREAM courses is a DREAM Scholar. A DREAM Scholar is a student who gets recognized for taking 4 DREAMS courses throughout their high school career, I guess you could say. They get special recognition at graduation, and everyone loves that.
I need one of those cords, man.
Yeah. Aside from our DREAMS courses and CTE, which really zone in on the STEM aspect, STEM interest, which, if you didn't know, stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. We also have fine arts that zone in on other interests. Y'all know our fine arts?
Yep.
Fine arts
So-
are pretty
so we got a
good.
good band. We got a really-
Great band.
We got band, orchestra, chorus, theater, and visual arts. So I just want to go real quick with y'all through every single one to give you a brief idea of each. Starting with band, orchestra, and chorus, they're kind of structured in a similar way. Band is split up into intermediate, advanced, and mastery band. I know orchestra has over 300 students, so they got 5 orchestras that they got. It's concert, sinfonia, symphonic, philharmonic, and chamber orchestra. And then our chorus, listen out for the ensemble I'm about to say. I'm about to say a lot of ensemble. Beginning treble ensemble, bari tenor ensemble, advanced treble ensemble, and select treble ensemble. Now, what I really like about these courses is that it doesn't matter who you are, what skill level you have, you can be in one of these courses if you're interested. For example, I suck at singing. I know it's hard to believe, how can he suck at singing? But I suck at singing, guys. But if I want to join chorus, I can still join chorus in that beginning treble ensemble and really develop my skills slowly but surely, and maybe make my way up to advanced. You never know. And I just really love that these fine arts allow for anyone, no matter your skill, to be a part of what interests you.
Yeah.
On top of that, we also got theater. Don't worry, I didn't forget about theater or visual arts coming soon. Theater is split up into fundamentals of theater, dramatic writing, advanced drama, and technical theater, which is also known as stagecraft. What I really like about this theater program that we have is that, a lot of people don't like being the star of the show, but they take that into account, which is why we have courses such as dramatic writing and technical theater or stagecraft. Students who still want to get involved with theater but don't want to be, actors, they're able to set up the stage or they're able to write out scripts, and I think that's really interesting how they're able to provide to everyone's interests and, what they like doing.
Yeah.
And I just love inclusivity.
Yeah,
I like that.
it really shows the real world because not everyone in theater is going to be the star of the show. Some people want to be, we need directors and people
Yeah.
in the behind the scenes, so it's great to include that.
Yeah, and last but not least, we got visual arts. So if you're like me, I know I suck at art, but I can still get in this because in the first year of art, you take visual arts composition in your first semester and then visual arts composition 2 in your second semester. What these 2 courses do is that they really give you that foundation that you need in order to enter higher level art courses, which, if you're wondering what they are, don't worry, I got you. It's photography, ceramics, drawing and painting, graphics, and AP Studio. Now, I could go into each one of these and tell you a little bit about each, but our buddy Alex over here is in photography, so I'll let him tell you more about it.
Yeah, well, I'm in photography right now. It's the intro to photography. Well, not really intro, but actually last year I took the prerequisite classes, the beginning first year art classes, and that really honed my skills in art, enabled me to be able to take this higher level art class, which I wasn't too confident in myself about art beforehand, but after I took those classes, it was a really good opportunity for me, and it really expanded my horizons so that I could take photography. And actually, what's cool about photography is that it really allows me to be creative at school and unwind for a part of the day, and get away from the math, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and yeah, it's a different curriculum. We do a lot of cool things, And actually, something we're doing right now is we're building pinhole cameras. And if you don't know what that is, some cool stuff. So, it's actually a camera that, okay, I'm not gonna get into the details, but we're creating a camera from scratch, which I didn't think was possible. I didn't think that was in my realm of possibility. But it's just really cool being able to do all these new things and in this cool way. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And with that, another really cool program opportunity we have at Duluth High School is our NJROTC program, which is it's a youth leadership program which is actually sponsored by the United States Navy, which is super cool, right? And its purpose is to instill youth leadership and awareness about rights and responsibilities as citizens in our students and young adults. And what do our cadets do in NJROTC? I'm glad you asked, Self, But there's a wide range of things that students do in NJROTC. there's 3 academic days where they learn a wide range of curriculum, along with 1 day of physical training. You know, they work out, they get swole, you know what I'm saying? But also 1 day of uniform inspection and drill, which is really cool. It teaches a lot of discipline and stuff. And yeah, also along with that, there's fundraising and volunteering that they do, a lot of that. And it's like really cool. They set goals every year, which is like very interesting. And one volunteering opportunity they actually do is the Adopt a Road. And I know that's a part of a lot of other things, but they actually go out into our community and find a road, and then they pick up trash, you know, clean it up. And it's really nice for our community. There's the train. Yeah. But it's really nice for our community as well as our environment, which is really good. Yeah.
So does being in NJROTC, does that mean you have to join the Navy after high school?
That's a really good question. Yeah. Actually, it's, no, you don't. It's a common misconception. A lot of students think that they have to enlist in the Navy as soon as they graduate if they're in NJROTC, but that's really not the case. Students don't have to go to the Navy after high school if they're in NJROTC, and but they certainly can. It's a choice. It's a career option. But the skills that students learn in NJROTC can be applied to a wide range of career paths. It teaches a lot of discipline, just a whole lot of cool stuff, you know?
I like that you mentioned that because I actually have a friend, Arthur Kim. He's going to pop up later in the video that we're going to show you guys. Arthur Kim, he's an NJROTC. Let me tell you, he's one of the most disciplined people that I know.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously in part to, you know, himself, his own personality, but I think NJROTC has also played a major role in that. And, you know, I respect him for it. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, you know? And so moving forward, like it's really hard to talk about our academic opportunities without bringing in all the support that we have for all of our students, you know? And part of that is all of our support from our teachers, our school, and our peers, you know? We have English to speakers of other language classes to help kids learn English and like help. And we have an amazing special education department, along with a lot of intervention programs to help with students who need help with certain subjects, you know, like math, you know, it's a hard one, it's a hard one. But yeah, and we also have peer-to-peer tutoring and a lot of other supports that students can be a part of. You know, and actually speaking of peer-to-peer tutoring, somebody you guys are gonna meet in a little bit is one of our peer-to-peer tutors at the high school. His name is Riley. He's gonna be hosting the next segment with the rest of the team. Yeah. And yeah, anything you guys wanna add?
Yeah, I just think that, you know, through all these academic opportunities, it really just shows how special Duluth is and how inclusive we are to all of our students, just making sure that everyone, no matter like who they are, what they want to be, even if they don't know, just pushing everyone to their fullest potential.
Yeah. See, something we really push is to strive for all of our students to be able to have the ability to reach their highest potential and really benefit from all of these opportunities that we talk about at our high school, and that's what really makes it so great, you know? And yeah, wow, that was really a lot we just talked about, and there's really like a lot more, and we can't cover all of that in just this little segment. But don't just take our word for it. These amazing opportunities also have students, you know. So here's a video we made with some of our students, our peers, about their experience with our academic opportunities. So, yeah.
How do you feel that AP classes prepare you for your future in college?
I think AP classes offer a good head start to your college classes because you can take the AP classes credit once you pass the exam.
How do you feel that rolling in dual enrollment has helped you prepare for college?
In dual enrollment, I feel like I have a lot more freedom, and I know in college I'm going to have more freedom. I won't have teachers all over my back, and my parents won't be there to try and remind me to do stuff. So it's kind of taught me how to be responsible and how to prioritize so that I can get my things done and still have other time to do other things.
Dual enrollment is helpful because it helps me, it'll help me get a head start in college, and also it gives me like a sense of responsibility because I don't have teachers to like warn me about due dates.
What do you do at the Maxwell program?
I'm a part of the General Automotive Technology program.
What do you like about the program, and how is it helping you pursue your future career path?
It's currently giving me real life experience, you know, being able to work on actual cars and just getting the one-on-one learning that I need. It's very appreciated, and overall just helping me to where I want to go in life and help me prepare to get to the next level.
How has being in fine arts improved your high school experience?
It's allowed me to make more friends. I think it's helped me develop skills to work hard and really be able to get down to the nitty-gritty work and perform for an audience. So I think it's really opened my heart.
I'd say it provided me an artistic outlet to express myself while also having fun with friends and learning new things.
It helped me get outside of the house because I used to stay inside and play video games all day, but when I joined the marching band, I got outside for a band camp 2 weeks in a row and then practice every other day, so it helped me get that vitamin D.
So how has ROTC helped you to get ahead for the future? You know, what opportunities has it provided you with?
Well, it gave me the choice of if I wanted to provide some sort of military career for my future, I could enlist, get 2 promotions, and be an E3 already. Instead of being a private, I could be a Lance Corporal, which is an E3 in the Marine Corps. It allows and provides more opportunities for scholarships because there's a whole entire network of ROTCs and colleges. There's a Harvard one too, surprisingly. Georgia Tech, UGA. There's also in Milledgeville, Georgia, there's also an ROTC program. Same thing as a lot of places in Georgia and throughout the U.S.
It has helped me in leadership. It has helped me with discipline and responsibility, as well as respect for others in the unit.
ROTC has given me opportunities for my future, like scholarships like the MSISR and like nursing and medical scholarships.
The NJROTC has given me helped me develop my leadership skills and give me self-control and discipline.
All right, so ROTC has given me lots of discipline, time management, how to take care of yourself and carry yourself around people. It's very helpful in a real life situation because a lot of jobs would prefer a cadet over a student any day. Things we do in ROTC is like shine shoes, our belt, our ribbons had to be on a specific order, and it teaches us how to carry ourselves in real life.
Wow, that was such an amazing video about academics at Duluth. Thanks to all the students who helped out with that video. But I wonder what else Duluth has to offer. My name is Laura Call Gomez.
My name is Riley Hasenstab.
And I'm Aiden Nazareth.
And we're the other half of the Duluth Student Lead team.
One thing that does make Duluth so unique is our extracurriculars. We have a wide variety of extracurriculars and after-school activities catered to all students and their interests to make sure that no student feels left out or excluded.
So we have a ton of great leadership programs at our school, and one of those is GSLT, which stands for Gwinnett Student Leadership Team. And so in GSLT, we have 3 members from each grade, and they go to county meetings with other schools and represent Duluth as leaders, and they just really show what great leadership we have at our school. And another program that we offer is L.E.A.D, and so that's our program. There's 6 kids per year, and they work with the city of Duluth and the mayor, as well as Duluth High School, which is they're from, and they just help build relations and build leaders throughout the community, and it's just a really good leadership program for the students. And so both of those programs, so the kids are selected their sophomore year, and we just got done with the selection process this year with the kids, and it looks like some really good candidates for the positions. And so those 2 programs work together to make the DSLT team, which is the Duluth Leadership Team, and we also have other leaders outside of L.E.A.D and GSLT because you need a lot of people to help out. So DSLT runs programs like 9LT, which is a 9th grade advisement period where we teach freshmen leadership skills and just help them develop into better leaders so we can generate leaders for for the sophomore year to lead in GSLT programs and just to help out around the school. So those DSLT team also runs the Student Advisory Council, or helps out. And so the Student Advisory Council is a program to help the kids at our school have their voices heard. So there's 2,800 students roughly at our school, and it's really hard to just get all their opinions about certain stuff. So we have one representative from each advisement class meet in a monthly meeting, and we just share ideas and how to improve our school. And it's really good leadership for those kids who want to be in it. And another program that we offer is the Duluth Reps program. And that's similar, that we have one monthly meeting per month. And so those kids there's one from each club or sport. And so it's really just good leadership for those kids to represent their club or sport and just build a community within the Duluth and Duluth programs and just help unite the sports and clubs.
Right, and as LEAD members, we get a chance to facilitate Duluth Reps and SAC, which is our Student Advisory Council, like Riley mentioned, and it's really great to see all students from all parts of our school really get a voice into what they want. And instead of just guessing what we might think they'd like or whatever changes we need to make, they can tell us directly what they want to see, what they want to hear, what changes we want to see at the school. And it really builds a strong connection between all people in our school, and it allows us to gain perspective on where different parts of our school are going.
Mm-hmm. And so more leadership programs that we offer are nationally recognized programs such as National Honor Society and Beta Club. And so those two programs are volunteer programs where students are selected based off applications to go into the program and help volunteer around their community. And it's really good for the students to develop leadership skills and just provide help throughout the Duluth community. And it's a great character builder. It's just really good, and it's really shows what leadership skills and qualities that our students have. Personally, I'm in NHS, and last Thursday I was at Chattahoochee Elementary School helping with the first LEGO League, which is basically a LEGO robotics team. And I just helped the kids, help talk to them and just help them communicate and be leaders within their groups. And so I really think that's important, building the leadership skills at such a young age, because it really comes up throughout the schools.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also in the National Honor Society, and just last Saturday, I volunteered at a church for their Satis Feed program. Basically, the Satis Feed program was a food drive to help feed people in need of food who can't afford it or just can't get under their circumstances. And I think volunteering at the church and seeing all the volunteers from the high school there, it really showed me how these nationally recognized programs at Duluth, they help build the sense of community we have and bring us together and bond us as a family.
Right. I also volunteered last Saturday, and we had an opportunity which was with Beta and NHS, which was volunteering at the Alzheimer's Walk at Sewanee Town Center. And what I really love about NHS and Beta and these volunteering clubs is that there's volunteering events for literally anything. So all students can feel that they can volunteer and help out in the community in something that they enjoy at the same time. So it doesn't feel like a chore, which I feel like there's a concept in volunteering where it's more of a chore or it's not enjoyable, when it can be fun and it can be enjoyable and it can really make an impact on our community.
Yep, good point. Another program that we offer at our school, which I'm personally part of, is peer-to-peer, which is an advisement period for upperclassmen. And basically, there's a request form on the e-class page for students to fill out. And if they're struggling in any of their classes, they can fill it out. And so our teacher in the advisement period gets the requests and then asks the students who wants to help the student. And so we take up the requests and go to their classes and really help them. And I think that's important to spread my knowledge and just be a leader at my school and just help other kids.
Right. And along with these volunteering and student leadership clubs, a really, really important club I'd like to highlight from Duluth is STUCO. Now, you might wonder what STUCO stands for. It's very simple. It's just our Duluth Student Council. And at Student Council, we held a lot of student-held events, and we get to plan them out, and all of student body is allowed to participate if they want. So things I'd like to highlight from STUCO as junior class president is that we have something called You Matter Week. The reason I want to highlight this is because You Matter Week really sets apart Duluth from all other high schools in Georgia and in the country. You Matter Week is something that Duluth came up with a couple years ago. And it's a week that we highlight and really focus on spreading kindness and reminding everyone that they're important, especially our students, because mental health is so important, and we want to make sure students feel supported and loved at our school. And something we help out with by doing is Spirit Weeks. And so every day is dedicated to a separate theme where students can participate in and really feel included. Something else that Stuco is known for doing is planning homecoming and prom. So these events are your traditional high school events, and what Stuco does is we get direct voting from our student body to make sure that these school-held events are what the students want. So students get to vote for themes for the dances, they get to vote for spirit days for the dances, and it's really fun. Like just recently we had our Halloween-themed homecoming, which was voted from the student body.
I really think that Student Council is one of the clubs that really showcases how the desire to get all students' inputs is so important for Duluth High School. And I believe that with events such as homecoming and prom, I believe those are some highlights of my high school career. And I really think that Stuco planning them has helped grow my overall high school experience at Duluth.
Right. Lastly, before we move on from Stuco, I'd like to mention that at our bi-weekly meetings, we have leadership lessons that are planned from students themselves that they get to teach. And also, we have GASC, which is a convention that Georgia hosts for all student council members in all high schools in Georgia. And it's really cool because student council members get to meet up with other student council members and make connections and really get to experience unique leadership lessons and really cool events and activities.
Yeah, you mentioned leadership lessons get taught at Stuco lessons, but a really good way to get introduced to leadership at Duluth is through joining a club. At Duluth, one of our key characteristics is that we're so diverse, really ranked high in diversity in Georgia, and we do our best as a school to include all aspects of everyone, including their interests, their hobbies, and basically their talents. We want to encompass everyone's diversity. And a really good way is all of our many, many clubs. We have dozens and dozens of clubs that cater to all students' needs. There's truly something for everyone at Duluth. Basically, you can, if you go to Duluth, you'll be able to find a club that you enjoy. A good example of how the clubs do showcase our diversity is through some cultural clubs that we have, such as the Asian America Student Association, Black Student Union, and Juntos. Those are very impactful clubs that show all the diversity at Duluth, and you don't even have to be of those ethnicities that are promoted in the clubs to join, because we encourage all of our students to join just to help grow together as a family.
Right, and those are just to name a few, and not to mention that for these cultural clubs, they're, like Aiden said, we're always preaching that anyone is welcome and you don't need to necessarily be a part of this ethnicity to go to meetings, and it's a great way for everyone to feel accepted and for all of us to connect.
As I said, Duluth is very interested in trying to cater to everyone's interests and needs, and there are many, many clubs that cater to needs. A good example of a club that caters to everyone is the Minds Club. The Minds Club is a club that focuses purely on mental health, and I believe it does a great job at including everyone and trying to get that message across that their voice matters. There's also clubs such as robotics that will help people further their passion for a topic, and Girl Up, which can help people bond over a common shared experience.
Right, these are amazing interest clubs. But what about if I want to join a club about something I'm interested for my career?
Duluth does offer many clubs that will be useful later in life, that do develop career skills that you will use later in your life. There are examples such as Future Business Leaders as America, which will help develop your leadership skills in the business setting, as well as Technology Student Association and HOSA for Healthcare, which all of those clubs, they help build your skills for career paths that you may be interested in taking later in life.
Right, and something I want to mention and highlight was that around a month ago, ASA, which is our Asian American Student Association, and BSU, which is our Black Student Union, like Aiden mentioned, noticed that they had the same day for their meeting, their monthly meeting, so they decided to plan a collab meeting, and we had a tailgate celebrating both cultures and learning all about, cultural appropriation and really learning to accept each other. So I think that's really cool and unique about Duluth, because we are so accepting of each other and we make situations work out the best.
I mean, really any interest you have, we probably have a club for it. And if we don't, you can apply and get a teacher sponsor to make that club.
Right.
Such as my freshman year, I believe it was freshman year, we had a Dungeons and Dragons club made. I mean, that's a pretty rare club, but our school, since we're so inclusive and we have great clubs, we can make that work and have a group to have fun with.
Exactly.
Along with being inclusive of all students and their interests, Duluth also tries to be as inclusive as they can with all students and their talents. And what showcases that is our wide variety of athletics programs that are offered. There are many athletics programs that are divided into fall, winter, and spring seasons. If you want to see all of them, there will be an infographic later in the show and a QR code which you can scan. Basically, having such a wide variety of athletics programs, it encourages students to showcase all of their talents, no matter what they might be, no matter if they're good at playing video games, they can join the esports, or like Riley.
Yeah, I know Nike's on softball, I'm on baseball. I think sports are a great part of a student's way to round them out. Sports are different than academics. It's more of a family that you build. Every day, like baseball spring season, every day I'm gonna be up there working hard and being a leader on my team. Like if kids aren't getting along or someone makes a mistake, I have to be there to lead my team so we can get along and really be productive and be a successful baseball team.
Along with what Riley mentioned, what I think is really cool about athletics is that you get to learn team bonding. So Aiden and I are actually on the Duluth High School marching band, and I'm in color guard and he's in percussion, and it's honestly been such a great season we just ended.
Yeah, this is actually a marching band shirt. So as Riley mentioned, what I love truly about marching band, yeah, I do enjoy playing with my friends and being in the band, but what makes the club experience is truly the community built. I think in marching band, it's one of the greatest communities built, and it truly is like a second family to me, and I'm grateful that I can bond with my fellow peers over something that we can all share.
Right, so there were several things we already mentioned that includes us working together to create something amazing, such as Duluth reps, as Riley mentioned earlier, coming together and forming voices that we can hear, and the You Matter Week, something that the whole school participates in. But what else is your favorite event that we all come together on at Duluth?
I do love the International Night made by the National Honor Society.
Right, so International Night, we really want to highlight this, is a really big part of Duluth. At Duluth, our diversity, like we mentioned before, is really, really important. And we have one of the highest diversity rates in Georgia and in the country. So to highlight that, International Night, hosted by National Honor Society at our school, is a way that Duluth students can represent their culture and show it to other city members in Duluth. Specifically, students get a chance to bring food, share their dances and performances, and different art and activities from their own cultures, countries, wherever they're from. This way, students can learn about each other as well as see the cool parts about what makes us different. And personally, this allows clubs to participate, like the cultural clubs that, some of the cultural clubs that Aiden mentioned earlier. So I gotta say, this is a lot of really cool stuff, but physically, what else do we love about Duluth?
My personal favorite thing about the school itself, like the physical buildings, are the open campus. Like, it's amazing. I have a class in the 500 to start with, and then I go to like the 300. Those are the building numbers. And I just love walking in between classes because it allows me to like stretch my legs and see the sun, get some vitamin D, fresh air. And like, I really just love it because I get to talk to my friends. It's like a brain break in between classes. Like, I don't want to stare at the school lights in between every class for like 7 hours a day. I want to go outside and just see those UV rays shining into my eyes.
And honestly, you really do experience Georgia weather at Duluth, but it's really cool really being able to feel the changes of the season throughout the school year, and I think that really sets Duluth apart from other schools.
I do feel like going from one class to another, not having to immediately just walk through a hallway into another classroom is very refreshing. It's very relaxing and unwinding to get out there, talk to my friends a little, and then transition into my next class.
Right. So before we end off this segment, we really want to highlight our wonderful staff and counselors at Duluth. So we love Duluth High School because of our amazing teachers that I get to see every day, and it really gets me up and going, knowing that I'm going to be having these amazing teachers and staff and counselors there for me and helping me in for my future. So our staff is really important on making sure all students feel accepted. And they're always working on promoting Duluth's diversity among the students. Specifically the counselors really want to make sure that mental health is priority at Duluth. So they're always having different kinds of activities. Stuco made a counselor's highlight the beginning of the school year for students to really want to get comfortable with our counselors, because they're actually there to help us. They're there to make sure we're getting the help we need. And you know, everyone has a different experience, and we just want to make sure everyone has the help that they need to have. And I'd like to mention some of my favorite teachers. Personally, I want to shout out Mr. Ball and Mrs. Groves that are in our wonderful band program. They make band and music so much fun for me, and it's really something that I look forward to doing in the future. And I want to mention Mr. White, who makes AP US History actually a really interesting class. I never thought I would enjoy listening to history, but his class makes me want to go every day and really see what he has to say about it.
I do feel like all the teachers are really approachable and can talk to students on the same level. I feel like going to my calc teacher, Dr. DeCastro, or my psychology teacher, Mr. Chapman, I can talk to them more than just a student. I can talk to them as a person, and we can have like conversations as regular people. And I do like to mention that the many clubs that are sponsored at Duluth are sponsored by our staff and teachers. For example, Mr. Chapman, the psychology teacher, does sponsor the Minds Club, which I mentioned earlier.
Right, and that's why we love our staff, because they make clubs happen as well.
Yeah, and I would shout out all of my teachers, but it would take too long. I got too many great teachers. So I'm just gonna, if I shout out one, I have to shout out all of them. So I'm just gonna keep it short and just shout out every single one of my teachers. Elementary school, all my teachers at Chattahoochee, great job. You raised a good student. Coleman Middle School, great job. And of course, Duluth High School, those first 2 years and the beginning of this year, great job.
Yes, and thanks to all of our administration. They are amazing at helping our school get run and work how it is today. But that's a lot of stuff that we love about Duluth and a lot of information, but you'll be crazy to believe there's even more. So make sure you tune in at the very end to hear a slideshow see a page like Aiden mentioned, where you'll see a QR code with all of our sports and clubs to see if you're curious about if your specific sport or your specific club you're interested in is available. But to continue on, that's enough talking for us. We want you to hear student input on extracurriculars and their own experience from their own mouths. So we hope you enjoy that video.
How do you think that Student Aid is preparing you for future career opportunities?
It's helped me with a better outreach towards talking to more people that I may not be comfortable with at the first sight, but then it's helped me gain a better comfortability and help me with my comfort zone around outside people.
How does cheer represent the community at Duluth and bring schools together?
Cheer really embodies school spirit and it brings the community together because, for example, at football games, when everyone's singing cheers with us, it kind of brings the school together as one. And then for games, we go greet the other teams, we wish them good luck, we eat with them, we bring them nice things. So it really builds a strong relationship with our fellow schools.
Why do you think student-led leadership is important at Duluth?
Student-led leadership is mostly important at Duluth because it creates the bridge between the student body and our administration. That way, all voices are being heard and we get to implement the things that everybody wants.
Why do you think representation matters at our school?
Representation at our school is very important because it builds connections and relationships with others and peers between students. And at Duluth, I think it's very important because we have a large Hispanic community. And so that being said, we try to involve them in as many activities and clubs. So for example, our club Juntos, it's a Hispanic outreach club, and we try to involve a lot of that population so we can build relationships with them and also give them opportunities for things like community service or tutoring for others. So like more connections are being built through that.
Well, representation definitely starts with not just diversity, but inclusivity. A lot of people at our school and in general get those two mixed up. Our school is represented by a lot of different cultures, so there's a lot of diverse faces, but bringing them all together, making them all feel welcome and making them all feel represented is important, and it's something that we need to work on. Representation can come in many forms, and one of them is Black Student Union. It's a safe space for Black students and for allies of Black students, and that's just one example of all of the ways that representation can, be present in a public school. And the impact that it has is, showing people that there are other people who look like them, who are like-minded and who want to do the same things as them, the same extracurriculars, same volunteer opportunities. It's encouraging and it's necessary.
Okay, so since Duluth is very diverse, it allows minorities to feel validated and express their opinions freely.
And I think it's really important for like each individual group to be represented at our school so that nobody kind of feels left out. And especially here with ASA, we really try to be inclusive. Like whenever people want to join and they're like, oh, but I'm not Asian, we're always like, that's okay, because we want a really inclusive club where everybody can talk to each other. And we're starting to do more like collabs with other clubs so that we can mix in with the other groups at our school.
Well, welcome back, guys. That was a really cool video. Before we move on, we just want to thank everybody who was involved in helping us make those videos. We literally couldn't have done those without y'all. And so thank y'all for that. And yeah, so everything we talked about so far tonight really showcases all the opportunities and academics that we have at our school. And really, all of these opportunities show that we have a place for everybody at our school. And that's a part of our culture here at the high school. And our school culture is really great, but it's really hard to talk about our school culture without hearing from the head of our school and the face of the Wildcats, and that's Dr. Davidson. So I have this video for you guys we had the chance to make with Dr. Davidson about our school's culture, what makes it so great, and its importance in our community. And you guys, we can play the video. All right, so I'm here with Dr. Davidson, principal of Duluth High School. It's great to have this opportunity to talk to you, and we're gonna have this interview.
Great, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
All right. So, what does it mean to have good school culture, and why is it important?
Good school culture is what you're getting at there is people's desire to be at school, in my opinion. So if you have a good school culture, that means that on the student level, that students would, if you ask them the question, hey, what do you think about going to school? They would say, hey, I like going to school. There's this thing about school that I like, or that thing about school. That's where we like to have kids engaged in different activities, if at all possible, here outside the classroom, clubs and sports and things. Those students almost always say they have something to look forward to coming to school. But even if they're not involved in those activities, if they have a teacher that connects with them. So that's good school culture where students want to be here.
Do you think there's anything that makes our school's culture stand out here? Is there anything that we do?
Yes. First of all, I would say with anything like this, what you're looking for in an organization, or even if it's your family and you're like, this is the thing we're trying to do, you're looking for people to be trying at it. So I think one thing that makes Duluth special is that we really try. So are we perfect? No. But we have a lot of work that's being done to work on students feeling like they belong here, that they're cared for and loved. And again, I want to say, we're not perfect at it, because I'm sure students out there will be like, well, there's this, there's that. I know, but we are working on it. We're trying, we're listening. So we get student groups together. We have a student from each advisement that meets with us to tell us what their concerns are and help us craft solutions, all of our student leadership groups, GSLT, LEAD, which you're part of, Alex. So we have these groups, and it's not lip service. We really do meet, and we really are trying, and Ms. Hathaway and the work that she's doing with all the different social emotional learning initiatives and student leadership initiatives, this is our effort. And what I would want more than anything, like if students were thinking, well, this or that isn't perfect, but what they could definitely say, and everybody would have to say is, wow, but they're trying to do a lot of different things, and they're trying to talk to us, and they're trying to listen. The core of what creates a good culture is that relationship piece I've been talking about, where we have to get our teachers and staff feeling like, and going back, this will address a little bit of your first question as well. One thing we do here is continually work with our staff on how to take care of themselves and have the administration show love and care towards the teachers, because in turn, and the teachers appreciate it. They appreciate the fact that we treat them with respect. All we ask in return is that they show that same grace and love and care towards their students, and it creates this kind of like snowball effect where you pay it forward, and that is part of why I feel like Duluth High School does have not a perfect, but a very positive culture where, generally speaking, the staff is looking out for the best interest of the students. And the students can feel that. They feel like their teachers are listening, and that the administration doesn't have just this really adversarial feeling. That's the real core of this work, is that.
A big part of it is just being able to create that impact on the higher level and then have it trickle down to every aspect of our school, like our students and everybody who's here, and we really feel it, like coming from like a student myself. I can really tell that when you put that effort in, you can really feel the impact, and like it creates a difference.
It does. It makes a difference. And the thing I always like to tell teachers, or anybody in leadership especially, is don't get discouraged, because we try really hard to develop these opportunities for teachers and students to build relationships together, for students to feel cared for. But we still run into situations where we're like, oh man, it's too bad that happened. That probably made that person not feel supported at all. But those are opportunities. Like each of these situations that come up that are less than ideal, I like to talk about those as the biggest opportunities we have to come back around and really prove to that person. Because if you're willing to own it, like any situation, I mean, think about something that's happened between you and a friend or your family member. If they mess up, but they turn right around and say, man, wow, I'm sorry about that. I really wish we had done that better. That's so much of what it takes to build trust between two people. And all of this stuff operates on a currency of trust. So if the teachers trust the administration, then they're going to feel comfortable and relaxed so that they can extend that trust back out to their students and gain this trust of their students, like you were saying earlier, and it just trickles down. Relationships, trust, I know those are kind of like the really pat answers that people sometimes say, but it is true. Like that is how you get school culture to a place where teachers feel like coming to work and doing their best and pouring their heart and souls into the work, and students feel like coming to school and working hard for their teachers.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That was really good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that was a really great video. Before we wrap up, we do have some final announcements before we end the stream. So, Eduardo, take it away.
All right, guys. You remember that giveaway I mentioned earlier? Well, we have a winner. So, cue the lights. Cue the drum roll. Our winner is Katie. Win. So you can pick up your awesome merch at the front office at school. So
see you tomorrow.
That's some good merch.
Yeah. All right, before we end, we would like to end with some special shout outs. Of course, shout out to Mayor Harris. We couldn't have done this opportunity without her, and we'd like to thank her. It was such a great opportunity. Shout out to Taylor for helping make this possible. We really could not have done this without her. And shout out to the Duluth City Council.
Right, and of course, we'd like to give some shout outs from our Duluth High School, specifically to Dr. Davidson for giving us the opportunity and letting us come on here, as well as helping us out with parts of this show. And of course, to Mrs. Hathaway, because she has helped us so much with leadership and helping us with the show in general. And of course, everyone that tuned in, thank you so, so much for watching.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you again to everyone that tuned in, and this video will be posted on the City of Duluth YouTube, and it will be shortly posted on the Duluth website. And the graphic that they were talking about earlier, shortly after this, the graphic will be posted if you want to scan the QR code to get more information about anything that we said today. So again, we just want to say thank you, and this was such a great opportunity, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
And shout out to DMC.